Oh, welcome back, my gardening friends. Well, these are the parsnips. We sowed these in September, 20th of September. These were Thompson & Morgan sow by 2020. That's the 2 rows on that side. And then we've got the Gladiator F1 DT Brown. We've got a good sow by date there of the 23rd. Always best to have fresh parsnips, but that's proved that they still germinate. I'll put 3 seeds per station. I'll pop those back once I've done. I'm wearing my big gloves. If you want to see what can happen if you get these leaves, especially the sap, on your arms, just watch the card above and the end screen video. It will shock you as to what damage these can do. Now, I've had a look at some of these and there are some better ones elsewhere, but I'm going to take the first 4 out on this side because there's some canker or some rot on some, and if they're all like that, we'll keep finding some, but I'm sure I can get some decent meat off them. And like I say, we sowed these in September to see whether we could get an early crop. If they're not sweet enough, I'll leave them in the freezer for an hour or 2, not a problem. So let's have a little look. Again, push, twist. This is what I saw on one of them, but we'll get these cleaned up. That's number 1. Ooh, you beauty, come on. Oh, it's okay. It's a bit soft. I'll have to check the soil afterwards. It does look a bit dry actually, and there's a baby one. So we'll get these tidied up. Looking at the soil, it is very dry, but these tap roots have snapped off and they'll be right down below in the ground, so that's where they'll be fetching all the nutrients from. I'll get those cleaned up, we'll have a little look at them, and I'm not going to pull any more because it's quite a big one. It's trapping the collar. But even if I can get some meat off them, I should be very, very happy. So that's my parsnip reveal in June, and by the look of it, yes, it was well worth planting them or sowing them in September. And this is what this year's looks like when we sowed them in April. So obviously there's going to be nothing on those, but they do look nice and healthy. Now, who loves the smell of a freshly oh, nearly lost them then, less freshly pulled parsnip? And realistically they ain't too bad. The taste will be, with the taste test on the Sunday lunch will be key, and that little bit of canker, I thought it was rot, but it is canker, will all scrape off, not a problem. It is Saturday the 19th of June for my first parsnip reveal, and we'll get those weighed later in the little harvest that we'll do. Now, last year we suffered with the motley dwarf virus spread by the carrot willow aphid, and it's back again. This is what you need to look out for. I noticed a lot of ladybirds on here, so the aphids must have been there. I couldn't see any. So I'll be revealing and pulling out all the affected carrots, and I believe there may be one on here that's also going the same way. A little bit of a sign there, but on the end screen I'll pop my video playlist on that. The old courgettes are coming thick and fast now, and that's slightly bigger than I like for my lunchbox. but we've got a few there that we can take, and the green ones are coming exactly the same. So we'll just pop those on the floor to rot away, and Mrs. K will probably split those into two, but I'll take any that are ready, because as you know, turn your back on them and they end up looking like Maras. Polytunnel's looking great at the moment, and it looks like I've been sharing the strawberries with some mice, but it's the season to share. And we've got a few little cucumbers ready. I've seen some, I'll go and find them. There's a small one there. Again, they're supposed to get quite big, but who's fussed? That will go nicely in my lunchbox. And we've got one here somewhere hiding. That'll just encourage the plant to keep reproducing, taking them off small. See a cucumber, get it. It's only a baby. It looked big then, didn't it? But it's only small, but we'll leave it a bit longer. We'll put those with those, and it would be a shame not to say I've eaten my first cucumber. Excuse me. Oh, just like having... Oh, you don't buy them like that in the shops, guys. Pick them small. Oh, I'm savouring this. A few more broad beans, including some from Marie Curry, and they're not growing very long, but we'll try a few of those, and then we'll save some for seed. I love the flowers, and so do the pollinators. I've got one of the cabbages that Joyce sent me from the Netherlands, well, the seed anyway, and that one hasn't gone to seed. That one has now, so we'll be taking the top out of that. And my beetroots are also ready. I've been diligently picking off all the leaves with the beet leaf miner. That's a little grub in there, so you don't want to be eating those leaves unless you like the extra protein. And oh, blinking it, I looked at those the other day and they were a lot smaller than that, so I need to get them out today, because I would like to pickle them whole instead of slicing them up, but doesn't matter. And there's a really bad leaf, and if you hold it up to the, well, you don't have to hold it up to the light, in the middle of the, oops, sorry, if you see in the middle of the screen there's the little grub in between the two leaves, having a whale of a time. Doesn't affect the beetroot, but obviously if you don't get rid of the leaves, they will multiply. We'll leave that there for now, and we'll just say goodbye to him. But yeah, just keep those leaves off, and they're bloody everywhere, look. It just saves it spreading. But if you do eat the beetroot leaves, then make sure it hasn't got those patterns on, and these are flying along now. They've joined, they were interplanted with the Brussels sprouts. Well, it says it's a Brussels sprout. Let's go and have a look at the label. No, it's definitely a Brussels sprout, but it definitely isn't. Because there's the graffiti F1, there's 3 cauliflowers there, and I'm hoping to be able to grow a decent cauliflower. Still trying, and I won't give in. I've sowed or chitting my seeds now for the broccoli, purple sprouting, claret sprouting, whatever you're growing. They'll go there, so those lettuce and the beans will be high up in the air, and we can plant the plants out in the middle once the lettuce have finished. As you can see here in the UK, we've had a really good day's rain, about 1.5 inches of rainwater, which has topped up all the barrels. All these are now connected, and we've now got 2,000 litres here, or it will be when they've completely full. I did a test on them, and Yeah, see, we're not far away. We've got a good another good inch there to go. They're all joined up, and we'll take a little look up this end and show you something you've never seen before. Look away now if you're easily shocked. Oh my goodness. Yes, I've emptied both the IBCs out because the wood has started to go rotten, and one of the valves at the bottom there was really twisted, and I was thinking it was going to break. I've covered this soil up from where the barrels are gone, so I can sieve this, get it bagged up, add it to my compost mixes, because you do need something that will hold moisture. Just look in there. I might have splashed that when I was washing my parsnip. But the amount of water we've had, it's topped this one up as well, and basically you haven't seen this before. There's the barrels that used to be on under the other IBC, and this has been covered and has been here for over 3 years. So making sure we cover the barrels keeps that water nice and clear. As you can see, we're not so clear here, but this is the fresh rainwater that we had, and it just has time to settle, because it's surprising how much muck's in the actual rainwater. It does need time to settle. So before, if you remember, those two bits of wood were supporting the IBC on the far side, and you can see they're bending, really cracking hard wood. But the pallets that I have acquired, they're a lot thicker. Got some decent cross members, and putting them too high gets that roughly level, a lot leveler than what it was before, and I think that's going to be spot on. I'm not going to try it, commentator's eye. And then we've cut the centre out of that, so when the IBC sits there, that pipe at the bottom doesn't get caught. And if it doesn't sit right, then I'll have to do something different with it. I might have to put some cross members across, but I need to be able to get into to get the water. So I'm going to screw these up. I've got to put some silicone on that because I moved it about. Just want to seal it up, and I've cut another piece of wood out here because of that. It needs to be going at a slight angle, and there wasn't enough room just there. So I'm going to get all this put together, or put back, and hopefully I'll just show you what I've done. Oh, I'm glad I got my little space back. That was a little bit overcrowded, but it's come together okay. Those couple of pieces of wood there, I've just been experimenting with that skylight. I'm going to pinch this idea from Nigel and Muddy Boots. As you can see, it's domed, so if I put that on top, water will collect, hole in the middle, and then it will fill it up via the middle. It'll collect quite a few, well, about 1.5 meters, 2 square meters of water. So this IBC is sitting exactly the same. I've got an attachment with a pipe which will feed into that one. We've connected everything up. Everything's recycled, reused. We did have to cut the ends off there just so we could get it a bit further forward, so the pipe attachment, when I turn that on, the water goes straight into there. So that's worked out really well, and hopefully now, well, I won't, because there was a plank of wood across here. What happened before, the weight of the water was twisting this, and I didn't want it to break or split. They are quite old tanks, got to get as many years out of them as we can, and in the future, when this galvanized tank destroys itself, we'll move everything over, move everything down, so that we can join up with all of these. As you can see, we're probably about 1 inch or so, a little bit higher this end than we are that end. Just got to keep an eye on that, not too worried myself. And as you can see, we've gone, well, you may not be able to see, but there's quite a deep hole there where we've been working our way up, and we've been putting the surplus soil here, and this is pretty virgin soil. I've had issues with bindweed, so I'm going to be sieving all that and bagging it up. So these are the carrots from the bed that's got the motley dwarf virus, and I thought that one was a bit squidgy and it's going rotten, so we'll get rid of that one. But other than that, okay, they'll go well on the dinner. But trouble is I'm bending down, so one of the points of doing this was so that I can get some more pallets from my stash and build myself something so I can stand up and do this and have some storage underneath. So that's another little project to keep me busy when I get a few moments. It's surprising what you can do in an hour. So I've got a nice little harvest there. The beetroot, the large ones, we'll have those for our Sunday. I haven't got time to pickle anything at the moment. I'll need a day off, a day's rain, so I can get that sorted. We've picked that bit of a cabbage, and considering what's happened with the carrots, not bad at all. So I've deducted the mushroom tray, and today we're taking home 2.6 kilos of nice fresh veg. What could be a Sunday dinner or could be a Monday Sunday dinner, because if I'm work a long time, it's just a case now of eat when we can eat. My second sowing of peas, it'll go where the beetroot are, and most of the strawberries are gone now. I did speak earlier, the mice have been taking the strawberries off the plants, nibbling them off and taking them wherever they want and tucking into them. And I did see, I think there's one more left. I knew it was around here somewhere. I did see another one, but these are absolutely gorgeous strawberries. I'm sure Mrs. K would like that one. Excuse me. Lovely. I'll find Mrs. K another one. Oh, it ain't quite ready yet. No, I won't get one of those and take home. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.